You can't take the sea from me. We're burning ether this week on The Hapless Heroes. I hate to report this to you guys, but I'm pretty sure, like 100% confident that we are cursed.
Hello, and welcome back to another exciting, I hope, episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco. Tonight, I am your host and DM as we do some cool adventures in space. The people doing those adventures are seated around me at this virtual table. You know them, you love them. On my virtual left, we have Dave playing March.
How you doing, everybody?
Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzbore.
Let's go have an adventure.
Nicole as Glorp Glup Glup.
I didn't bring anything to decorate the ship with.
Sebastian as Chum Deloom.
Don't worry about the smell. It's supposed to do that.
And Lewis as Lev Zangief.
I do not think any smell should do that.
As we last left off, our party got the their shuttle, Astrid, ready to, well, they modified it a bit, we'll just say. March was pretty clear that being away from the flotilla, in fact, being away from, any prying eyes is of paramount importance right now as he tries to figure out who the seeker is that has been, kind of spooking you guys for some time, kind of breathing, just this sort of ominous presence ever since that adventure. So y'all decided to make some engine modifications to the ship and set a course for the independent system of Occipitor, which, as we described, was roughly 3 hex clicks away from your current location near the Bevan Expanse. Everyone was very competent in the duties that were assigned to them, and the ship, without really any issue, blasted off. And I remember saying that based on the sort of ether injection system that was created by our Chum, and with the assistance of Glorp, the engines are buzzing with energy. The ambient sort of din in the ship is like it's perceivable, right? There's just this. It's more than a low rumble. It is an active like we're talking like jet engines, but like for ships. Like it is these engines have been pushed beyond their limits. But she's holding. Yeah. So we kind of open up in the ship. Everyone's kind of sitting at their respective consoles or places, performing whatever duties.
It's kind of loud.
Including Percival, right? My character, who is just the NPC that I'm not going to abuse, but the rest of the party certainly will.
How long have you been holding on to that one?
So long. But we're going to just say, for the intents and purposes of this adventure, Percival is going to be mostly handling keeping the ship in working order and effectively being co-pilot to a certain degree to Chum. Even though Percival wants nothing to do with piloting, he's just kind of helping with the systems and the stuff that he kind of installed. That's really his purpose here. Yeah, keeping you from just getting too rogue with your piloting and keeping us on course, which is actually something that Brew is doing magnificently.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to note something though, as the travel goes on, and eventually we reach a certain level of comfort where not everyone has to be working constantly. Y'all can kind of operate in shifts. It's occasionally pushing some buttons, checking some readouts, but as long as Chum is kind of at the helm and Brew is every now and again just making sure that nothing has changed on the map console, breaks can be taken. And again, this is one of those strange situations where like rest is still needed. in the astral sea, but the rest that you're taking is more of just like a mindful rest almost. For some of you, this is still unfamiliar. For Brew, it's natural. He's kind of been tuned in to this sort of Zen lifestyle for the most part, when something isn't taking over his consciousness and goring mimes.
What you talking about? No, I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Deny.
Yeah, I mean, the disembodied voice is only speaking to the audience, not to Brew anyway. So,
you can hear it too.
I would like to, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want to kind of get an understanding. I mean, I feel like Lev's go-to pastime is usually his crossword books and his Sudokus and his, more like pencil and paper type activities. But is there any sort of, are we trying to establish any sort of, I don't know, new traditions, pecking order type things, or instructions or roles that people are feeling the need of taking on as the ship kind of, begins to just run its course?
I will say that Lev has adopted the ship's safety in mind, and security. He feels as an entertainer in a former life, he feels like he can suss people out and can read people and read the room pretty well when needing to for certain situations. So, and that includes understanding vulnerabilities to a certain degree. Maybe not ship vulnerabilities all the time, but kind of common sense vulnerabilities. We'll say that at the moment. So he certainly feels, just like you would want to inspect the fence of your house. Lev kind of is going around as just making sure that everything is defensible. We're not going to get.
You are going to be so busy. You're going to be so busy.
He's worried about that. And the comms thing, sure. I mean, he already kind of likes the weather and everything, so I imagine that he's kind of listening to the AM, FM part of whatever radio we have in the ship for any transmissions, maybe.
So that is
any radio signals.
I'm glad that
in the background.
Glad that you mentioned that. So, something to note here is that while you are cruising, especially moving away from the flotilla and being potentially connected to any of their sort of broadcasting or systems or whatnot, there is still what appear to be available networks to choose between to gain, up to date, whether it's map data or news or other things. And you can see as you're looking through the different potential available network connections, many of them, in fact, the majority of them, if not all of them, are named with some sort of some sort of data brokerage tag.
All the frequencies are labeled as that? I'm sorry, is that what you said?
Yes, there isn't they're being transmitted by some sort of data broker relay.
Okay.
Out here in the sea.
Does it seem to be the same data broker relay?
It appears to be yes, it does, but then there's just varying signal strengths as you kind of are moving in different, across sort of the map, right? And so it kind of it is set to sort of auto connect to the I guess the one with the lowest latency.
Gotcha.
or whatever, but that's what you're noticing, that there are some sort of there is signals for Galnet being relayed throughout the sea itself, at least from where you're traveling through right now. If you are curious to what that means, you can go ahead and roll me a history check.
I do roll that. Oh God. I don't even know if it's worth talking about, but we'll say a 2 is what I rolled. So raw 2.
Okay. You might have heard the words data and broker used next to each other before at some point.
Yeah.
There are
That's
people
probably a
on your
crossword
ship
puzzle.
who might know about that sort of thing.
Yeah. if you're
Hint,
curious.
hint. That actually.
I see.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just kind of trying to process if Lev sees this as like a common occurrence out here, since this is our kind of first time just floating freely of our own volition. He's just kind of like, is that supposed to be doing that? You know, is it supposed to be blinking this whole time? You know.
Yeah, the blinking is different.
Is it blinking?
There is a blinking happening,
okay.
actually. No. I'm glad you also said that. There is a blinking happening, but you're not sure if it's related to the swapping of networks. But there is some blinking happening.
I push the comms button. That 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god! I push Percival's comms button, and I say, "Percy, there's blinking message here. Can you come to the bridge, please?"
Percival is sitting still at his station. He's like, Lev, I'm glad that you're testing out how the systems work, but I'm standing right here. We could just talk normally.
Yeah, I push the button again. Yeah, please just report to me at the bridge. It is urgent. Thank you.
Okay, here I am.
Oh, thank you. You're prompt. Very prompt. Blink. Do you see the blink? You were sitting at station, you said, and you didn't see blink.
Well, David, that's not my station. I'm trying to make sure that Choom doesn't, do anything unexpected here. Okay, he assigned you to comms, all right? Even though I wanted to do comms, all right? So like you have to.
This is not time to freak out. Okay, there is a message awaiting us.
Oh, what is this? And you see Percival kind of like look at this sort of blinking notification that's on the screen, and he's like trying to kind of see what it means. And like when he pushes the button, like you kind of see that it opens up some sort of communications channel, right? And you see like almost like a visual, almost like an audio wave sort of display show, but it's just kind of, it's very flat. There's just sort of this low, almost like resonance. It's like barely white noise, but there's just nothing. There's nothing coming through.
And I say, and I look at Percival, and I look at that again, and I'm like, did you download that? Because March told me not to download things on the computer, and that is, it could be a bad thing, I think.
No, I mean, it appears that this was a broadcast at some point, but it's just blank. It seems. I'm not hearing anything. Are you? Would you like me to roll? Would you like to roll a perception check, please, Lev?
16.
Man, maybe it's just your unfamiliarity with the technology, but you could swear that that's not just like microphone, like open mic static or white noise. Is that something is whispering?
I crank the volume through I route it through I plug the aux cable in from the pilot speakers or whatever.
You plug the aux cable in.
So you
from
unplug
the
my
pilot
music?
speakers.
You unplug my music?
Yeah.
Hey!
Sure. Lev, you're interacting with. It's okay. I mean, cables. I'm not going to make you roll for something like that. Sure, you do that, and you crank it. And it just it's kind of what it sounds like. It just kind of sounds like this what
the fuck in the horror audiobook is this?
But it's just like there's no words. You can't make anything out of it. But you're still not certain if it's just unintelligible whispering or if it is just white noise or static or maybe just maybe a fan is running in the background of whatever this broadcast was.
It is pretty experimental, I'll give you that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Pretty avant-garde.
I would say this noise continues still for maybe another minute or two, and then it just ends.
Oh, it was just getting
and
good.
It's just silence.
I unplugged the aux cord.
What the fuck was that?
Put it back into the.
Brew, if you would like, you could try to determine where that broadcast came from using your navigation skills and see maybe if you can, just kind of see or trace the origin of where that was sent from, as if it maybe, say in the same way that you would look for like an SOS or something like that and try to trace that back to wherever that ship or whatever thing may be that's broadcasting it or that had broadcasted it.
Damn, you just got buffed.
Make me Wisdom Navigator tools check, please.
I'd abuse that. I would. Just a monkey.
Oh, he's got a face.
Oh no. Oh
Have we
no.
returned to being hapless?
Oh no.
There
Are
is
we the hapless heroes again?
there's a what's the one I want? A rule in D&D where, you know, there has to be balance in the universe. And because I rolled a nat 20 at the very end of last session, I feel like starting off this session with a nat 1 just was
Oh.
So,
Yikes.
fortunately, this is not the worst scenario to end up rolling a nat 1, but I did roll a nat 1.
Woof.
Lovely.
I have haplessed this thing.
Hey man.
You seemingly found a way to, like, as you're trying to, like, you know, you're navigating through, like, as like, you know, you familiarize yourself before and got, you know, with all these systems, but you might have your finger must have slipped off the stylus and pushed something you didn't intend to, because now
Sure.
like the whole screen is flipped and it's inverted colors. And now you're just too
Oh.
focused on that to notice
Is there a lot of red?
to notice the clearly sort of almost like there appears to be some sort of object, or not object, but some sort of like dot on the map, just maybe like within a hex click of Ladania Pass's like, you know, wild space rift, of some sort of anomaly. It's just reading out as question marks on the screen. Everyone else sees it. Brew, you are too focused on now trying to fix the screen to get it back to the way that you liked it. It's up to you if you want to swallow your pride and ask for assistance to fix it, or if you want to try to fix it yourself.
Okay,
Moral
that was a
quandary.
little much, Fran. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to pay you back for the
I don't have
surprisingly
No, shockingly.
or shockingly that you hit
Yeah,
me with
the word
for
was
asking Percy for help.
shockingly.
So we're just,
No,
I'm just.
because it wasn't that I was shockingly. Okay, let's hash this out, Fran.
Oh, I'm sorry. A taste of your own medicine is too much now.
It was more about the fact that it was surprising that Brew would pick you because
It's true.
of the persistence.
No, I don't want to hear it anymore. We're moving on.
Earlier. Okay,
We're moving on.
I absolutely I'm gonna swallow my pride because I want to make sure that we figure things out and we do the right things and everything goes correctly and the way it's supposed to.
I would also like
So
this.
yes, I swallow my pride because I believe in making sure that you know. Yes, I ask for help.
How do you ask for help?
Oh,
Well,
And whom do you
yeah,
ask for help?
glorp.
That's me.
Can you sidle over here for a second and help an old bull out?
Of
Glorp.
course.
Make me a computer's check.
Oh.
I give Glorp a
Friends.
high five on the way and cast guidance.
Of course you do. That's fine. I'll allow it.
That's what a D4.
Yeah, you get an additional
It is a
D4.
D4.
Gotta keep this. This is a good thing. Let's keep this good thing going.
Okay, my camera can't. I can't. It's I nat 20'd it. I don't
Of
even need to roll.
course,
it.
Glorp did. Of course, Glorp did, because they obviously are clearly a master of computers.
Master at everything they do. Glorp is just
Saves
Yeah,
me so
Glorp,
much
uh,
work.
You
My dice
quickly,
only has 4s and 20s on it.
They are my hero.
you quickly and easily reset the screen back to its original settings and notice very clearly that there is some sort of anomaly reported, like out in the sea. It is, at least based on the current course that is shown, not in your path, but you will be passing by it on the current astral sea current that you are riding alongside of these, engines blasting. So there is, from what it appears to be, if you're looking at like a hexa grid, and they're all like labeled, it's showing just like in the hex that is above Ladenia Pass. Like it's sort of the edge would be essentially 0803 in the grid. You guys are swinging down a little bit to kind of get to Accipiter, and there is an anomaly close enough that it's showing on the map, because should your course alter slightly, you may be pulled out of cruising speed if you get too close to it, right? If you're within a mile of this thing, it's going, in distances like this, very easy to not be within a mile of something. But if you were to get within a mile of this anomaly, you would come out of cruising speed and, just start essentially, until you've passed it by, until you're no longer in its sort of pull or influence.
Ooh, we should aim for that thing.
Again, it's just showing it's just a dot and it's got some question marks.
Can you guys put it on my screen for me?
Yeah, sure. And Percival, shows you the same, kind of zooms in on it, kind of shows you where it is based on a current course. It would, Brew, you have no idea at this point because of the Nat 1, what it would do to the course you've plotted should you essentially divert to intercept whatever this anomaly is. But the suggestion was put out there. You can choose to ignore it. I'm just saying there was a blinking. We've now addressed the blinking.
Just to clarify, you want me to fly towards that thing?
No. I would say fly away from it. I'm not really sure what's going to happen if we fly toward it.
Right now, your current course would have you pass right by it in probably a day or two. So it's not like it's going to be. It's not currently in your way. It's just a distraction, perhaps.
But isn't everyone curious about the question marks?
Oh shit! There are. It's almost like a quest marker. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, tell me what we need to do, okay? Because
is it?
We might need to divert a little bit if we wanna catch up.
Not for anything, Percival says. But are we any at all apprehensive or scared of what this anomaly might be? We don't know what lies out here in the sea. I don't want to get attacked by like pirates or something like that.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
You mean like the ones in the system we were already intentionally going to?
That's also
at least
a good point.
That's the devil we know. You know what I'm saying? But we have no weapons on this ship, and at least maybe within a system there might be some kind of law enforcement.
What are the pirates gonna steal? Our juice boxes?
You hear Chum drinking a juice box over comms.
Sudden sounds of concern in the slurping.
Just tell me what you guys want me to do, because I don't know. Let's at least look at it, right? We came all this way.
I need a consensus from the group here. Percival has cast his vote for no, but I don't know how much weight his vote really carries in this crew. So,
well, he's going to be the one that stays on the
This
ship.
sounds like a terrible idea. On the other hand, looks at calendar, looks at spooky rift, looks at calendar, looks at spooky rift. I never turned down a plot point.
Listen, okay. Halloween is approaching, but it's not here yet.
As someone who also, participates in DMing, I can see the setup where it is.
Maybe. When I say that I have many avenues to take us to some sort of Halloween arc,
right.
Or not even arc, but just side thing. This do not just think I would be so heavy-handed right out the gate.
A skeleton riding a broom wearing a jack-o'-lantern head flies out of the rift and flies back in.
Who said anything about a rift?
I don't like the idea of a map with question marks. I need to know what those question marks stand for.
Let me roll something.
So adventurous.
I mean, are we trying to hide from other people? That would probably be the best place to hide, is where no one else.
On a
That
question
would-
mark. That's not a bad
Yes,
idea.
in the screaming rift.
Literally, like we find a question mark literally floating in the sea.
Brew.
We just land on it.
I
It's too
have
hard
something to
now.
tell you. I have something to tell you, Brew. So I rolled
Yes.
something.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. However, you feel
Oh, no.
this like pull
Uh-huh.
from within you, like this, like, you know, about that spark of adventure, so to speak, that was ritualistically bestowed upon you
Mhm.
by the Mystic Order of Wanderers in your induction ceremony.
Of course.
From that same sort of pit within you, right, wherever you felt that sort of like anchor, it is pulling you towards the unknown.
Yeah.
You feel this drive, not a compulsion, but this desire to want to know more about it. This checks out. This lines up with this sort of this sense of adventure you have.
Yeah.
Question is, what's this going to do to your timeline, and how is it going to affect, you know, the current steady course that this ship is cruising on? What's going to happen if we exit cruising speed with the engines as juiced up as they are?
Something definitely very good.
So, Brew's in. I feel like that's a yes from him.
Yeah.
That's the navigator speaking. Does anyone have any hard objections? And if so, then, or any maybe inquiries into what needs to change or what may need to happen in order to divert course to maybe intercept this thing?
Does it count if I've
Beautiful.
already started doing that?
I don't think so.
I mean, he's never gonna shut up until we do it.
I'm just going to give offering a moment to allow
Think about
anyone
our
else to
actions.
affect things. Great. Brew,
Yeah.
you get to make me another navigator's tools check.
Sweet. Hopefully not a nat one this time.
Smooth navigator.
Okay. So that's with wisdom, right? You said?
See.
There we
In
go.
fact, we can take it as read. It's going to be wisdom unless I specify otherwise, just to kind of give it a sort of baseline or default. You could use your wisdom.
Perfect. 16.
16. Okay. You feel like, all right, maybe if we rerouted this slightly so that maybe we just kind of catch the edge of where it would pull us out of, cruising speed, it wouldn't be as long of a distance or time to be able to essentially get out of its area of influence for pulling you out of warp essentially, and that way you can kind of maybe just get a quick peek or just kind of see from a distance what this anomaly may be, and should you decide absolutely fucking not, I want nothing to do with this thing, you might be able to quickly correct back on course and not spend too much time near it.
So if I can summarize for a second, going this pathway is going to get us to Occipiter the fastest anyway, as long as we can avoid
spending too much time with,
gravitational pull,
and
Yeah.
provided that nothing unexpected happens when you suddenly exit cruising speed.
and that would never happen.
No, never.
With,
We'll be fine.
with experimental technology hooked up to your
Never.
engines.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Not
no,
in a
what's
D&D
it Nietzsche
campaign.
said about only staring into the void for a few seconds?
Right. Beautiful. Well, you will arrive now, it says, in about a day and a half at this anomaly.
Oh boy.
So, some more time passes. The ship continues operating fine. Question mark?
Take that
No,
back.
period.
Yeah, that's better.
Period.
So we just went
Um,
with my decision?
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Everybody's cool with that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You are the navigator, Brew. Unless any other objections come up, you get to make those decisions a little bit. You know,
I've
taken
never
this
been
role.
part of a team that has trusted me so much. Thank you also. You've just made me feel so welcome and so Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just remember next time to say the last part and just not say the first part.
Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah, that's great. Sorry, you're just like, no one's ever trusted me with responsibility before as we hurtle towards giant looming question mark in the fucking sky.
I am the youngest of my clan. I mean,
So, barring any extracurriculars or downtime activities that would take 1 to 2 days, or like a day or so,
I was wondering what the extracurriculars would
said
be in the middle of space.
anomaly. So this is sort of a last call for downtime activity.
I'm going to do something, and I'm not going to tell you what it is yet.
Oh, well, that doesn't help anyway.
But the fabricator is definitely broken by the time we are getting close to the end of this.
A fabricator?
Yeah.
You mean like the workbench that we fabricate things on?
Yeah.
Because you know that it's shared between you and Percival, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're gonna be bad, but it's the story. It's for the plot.
Sure it is. Of course. It's always for the plot.
It's for the plot.
All right. T-minus 30 seconds till arrival. A robotic voice says very brokenly through the ship's comms speakers. And suddenly and quickly, the ship decelerates.
Everybody get in your seat. I was already in my seat.
There is less of a lurch as this happens, as the ship's automatic guidance systems that Brew, helped calculate with his, setting up of plotting this course, do not just take you from millions of miles per hour, maybe to, a couple hundred. But the ship kind of leaves cruising speed, and there's sort of the loud sort of din of the engines kind of returns now more to a quiet rumble. And there is like a slight backfire, almost like a fucking exhaust from one of the engines as it's as it begins to slow down, like that. Pop, 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 pop,
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But roll something. The ship holds strong.
Yes, it fucking does.
But now you've stopped in this sort of, unknown area of wild space, and there is no, or not wild space, the astral sea, but there is no wild space rift to be seen. Like no, maybe like anomalous system or anything like that. In fact, the scanners themselves are having a hard time showing any sort of large objects or bodies at all. I would like, I guess, I know we have Brew on navigation, but who would like to probe the system, or not the system, but probe this area a bit to kind of figure out what anomaly would have stopped you or pulled you out of your cruising speed like this?
Oh, no,
that sounds like
Brew's not
March.
the only one who doesn't like knowing things, so we're gonna try to find some things out here. Because
It's not that I don't. No, I don't care about knowing things. I want to find things. I want to see things. I don't care about knowing things.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a computer's check
Oh,
there.
welcome back, March.
the fucking same thing.
Literally, here overcomes March. I missed you so much.
Net one.
No. I take it back. I take it back.
So March, you're trying to essentially, we're gonna say maybe fine tune in a jury rigging type of way, the sensors of this ship to calibrate them to maybe a frequency, not a frequency, but a scale or scope that is much smaller than they were intended to be used, because some of the short range sensors were repurposed and or wires where it may or may not have been rerouted to them. So you're really struggling to like essentially force a square peg into a round hole. But instead, what happens is, like you go to try to like you essentially push the button to try to like recalibrate the sensors again. And what happens is now throughout all of the speakers on the ship, this whispering is just blasting now through the speakers. Again, unintelligible still, but loud.
It's
just
back. This would be awesome with like some drums.
And it's just like it is loud. It just you feel it like almost like permeate like your soul. Like it is just like it's unsettling.
Let's record.
Because now it definitely feels it does not feel like static. It feels like something is whispering, but like what and where.
I'm gonna click
it's like
record
everywhere.
on the console. I want to record whatever.
Yeah. It begins recording the sound.
And you're like, is that just happening? Are you choosing to do this?
March.
Yes. He's just continuing to try to do something with this.
Are you trying to make it stop? Or at least undo
Either make it stop
loudspeaker
or
thing?
Clear it up.
Make it clear enough that I look like I know what I was doing.
Yeah, doing it on purpose. This is all for pride. I like it.
Yes. There is a non-zero amount of vanity in everything March does.
This mechanic does not exist in D&D, nor do I want to introduce it necessarily, but because it will be abused. However, for the
Sanity?
purposes, for my own purposes, no. My own sanity does exist. My own
Vanity,
purposes,
I said.
I will allow you, March, to push the roll. Which essentially what I'm essentially saying is, I will give you another shot at trying to clear this up by making a computer's check. But should you fail, again, I'm gonna have some fun.
Oh no.
Well, good.
You can say no.
I love this.
You
This
can
is where,
you can you can say no.
Kidding? This is where plot lives.
Okay.
Tell us how you push it.
Yeah. How are
You
you?
push it
How are
good.
you now pushing it? Let's
You push
describe
it
it.
hard.
We're gonna borrow this mechanic from a different TTRPG.
Fast, slow. How you pushing it?
Sunday.
In frustration, just smacks the console.
Oh
Yes.
Oh yeah.
A page out of Choom's book, I see.
This one's a 19
The
on
good
the
shit.
die.
Okay.
Plus 6.
The whispering stops. And instead now you see on the short-range sensor screen what appears to be a small object. Based on the reading on the sensors, it's no larger than maybe... It appears to be somewhat cylindrical. Maybe about 2.5 to 3 feet in length. Maybe 6 inches or to 8 inches in width.
That's a lot.
And it seems to be somewhat cylindrical, but it does appear to have like a varying circumference based on, like, it doesn't appear to be a perfect cylinder. It does appear to have almost like a bulgy type shape to it. But it's small. And you're thinking to yourself, how can an object this small create such an interference that it would pull a ship out of cruising speed?
Density, baby.
It is roughly like just under a mile from your ship's current position.
But it's just like an object floating in the
It
sea.
is just an object, it appears to be.
Like a small object, not like a big object.
Small object.
Yeah.
A small object that by all accounts should not interfere with cruising whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm 11 on this one.
You say should not.
I mean, like, what else? What else? You want to try and hail it or something? It sounds like they speak a language we don't speak. I say we also blow it up.
Does the ship have like an auto translator?
Oh.
Can we route it through a translator?
So that is a great question.
That is a great question.
The short answer is yes.
Love that answer.
Given the variety of different, even though galactic common it truly is commonplace across the
Just not for
known
poltergeist.
space, there are times where comprehending languages may still be necessary. So there is a translator for any current known languages available on the shipboard computer, but it is only for known or documented languages, right, that would have either are currently still spoken or would have at least been spoken in recent enough years that they would still be relevant, or people would still be maybe speaking them in smaller communities versus fully adopting galactic common. Because sometimes there are just words that common can't, there's just feelings that common cannot express.
So, semi outside of character question, do I have access to my full level 3 toolkit?
Yes.
Fantastic, because my Book of Shadows has something for that.
Oh.
Tell me about that.
There was air quotes around the Book of Shadows.
Well, yes, because it's
more of a digital tome, so to speak.
Yeah,
right, it's a computer.
For the listening audience.
I got something I found in some old files here. The Eldritch Invocation I took was Book of Ancient Secrets, which ties right into that whole Pact of the Tome and gives me access to 2 rituals.
Yes.
One of them I took was Comprehend Languages. So 10 minutes, a 10-minute hash, I can find a lot of things.
Yeah, so we have 2 methods of approach here. We can go the Comprehend Languages route and have March as the translator, or you can attempt to see if the shipboard translator might be able to make something out of whatever that noise was.
So, because Choom has the recording, and it's no longer happening because we turned it off, kind of technically, I'm gonna play the recording and I'm gonna be writing music to it, but it will be playing. So if March decides he wants to comprehend whatever that language is.
When you're doing this, are you trying to run it through the shipboard?
Oh yeah, it's playing through the speaks.
Shipboard translator? Okay.
Well, no.
Are you
not
actively choosing to try to translate it with the ship?
I am not translating it with the ship. I am writing some fat beats. If March translates it himself, that's up to him.
Okay. So there's
we can
a sort
only
of a
do
loop.
one or the other is what you were saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Well, no, I'm not saying you can do one or the other. I'm just saying, there might be different information based on different approaches. I'm just asking you which approach you're going with first.
Gotcha. Because you said make a choice, so I was like, oh.
No. I want to know which path we're choosing for this particular.
In simple terms, the March path.
Sure.
Right.
If it can't hurt to do both, then I would roll 2.
Yeah, because you can run it while I'm playing it. Yeah.
I have a couple adapters and leads that I plug together into something that plugs into another thing that plugs into an aux cable that I can run over to the equipment.
Nice.
It's going through several things. It's broken up into 4 wires, then down to 2, then it's like doing a crossover thing. Like you're going through like RCA to HDMI to like a BNC connector.
Some duct tape involved.
Yeah. But no, we were able to hook the computer up to the audio feed, and if you give me 10 minutes, I can give results.
Take your time. We're not going anywhere. Choom's like banging out just like blast beats on his desk.
I had a tab full of these.
If we just had like someone who could like scream, that'd be fucking cool. It'd be awesome.
Okay.
So we are comprehending languages.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes pass. What does this ritual look like? How do you ritualize?
It's
as
pretty
a
technological.
hacking,
We're running it into the computer, and you just see March there in a very locked in like almost like a fugue state, like he's typing. He is doing a lot of typing. His fingers are just dancing on this keyboard. It's, some nice sweet ASMR coming off it, but he's not even blinking, just a straight like communing with the screen. And it's just 10 minutes of this. It doesn't really look like anything except him locked in. And you do note he does not blink for the entire 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's unhealthy.
First, the words come to you as something that you don't necessarily understand, but they become words to you. Tijala Divarash, Saine Ixitor.
It worked.
Great, it's pharmaceutical ads.
It repeats. Tijala Divarash, Saine Ixitor. Tijala Divarash, Saine Ixitor. Repeating.
We're gonna make you
over
put that in the notes.
And over,
that, right?
and like maybe you tap your tome, right? You examine it more closely because it's okay. I should be. These are clearly words. Why am I not comprehending them?
Words. They're the kind of words that someone would like write blood on their walls.
But then like it's almost I almost imagine like that the translation is also coming across the sort of like the screen of this like digital tome, right, that you have, and like you can see the letters starting to like flip on this translation now, right? So that Tishala Divarash Saineik Sator like starts like reshaping itself and forming into words. You know what I'm saying? Like before your eyes, and it just says the seal awakens. Awaken. Soon all will unravel.
Some banging ass lyrics.
Yeah, see, that's why you put the drums to it, right?
That's pretty creepy. That's creepy as hell, actually.
He's right.
Is that emanating from the object?
I
don't know.
Can you trace the source of where that's coming from?
Probably.
Love your enthusiasm, bud.
It does appear.
It seems
it does
to be
appear
pretty obvious
that it is coming from the only other place it could potentially come from in the general vicinity. This is a local
floating can
transmission, quote unquote, you are picking up on. Is this from this floating can?
Seal weakens, awaken, soon all will unravel. No, this is not ominous at all. Clearly there are no issues here.
So that's cursed, right?
I mean, anybody who's ever watched any movies like ever would be able to tell you that, yes?
Yeah. So we should get away from that, right?
I mean, yes.
So
Are
do we? I can't.
Can we all hear that? Is that just through your like headphones
all of you only hear the whispering.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he does read it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weakens, awaken. Soon all will unravel. Yeah, that's no.
Does anyone have any
totally
bright
cool.
ideas how we could break its whatever's stopping us from?
I will also note, March, your we'll just say your translator, right? Your comprehend languages also returns information back to you that this language itself is a bit of a question mark. It's similar to demonic, but it's not demonic, like infernal. Demonic. It has some infernal cadence to it, but it is not infernal. The pacing and everything is off. So the translation you've received is actually an approximation of, combining some of those different languages together. So there is a disclaimer, like an asterisk, that this translation of the seal awakens, soon all will unravel, may or may not necessarily be an exact or direct translation. It is an approximation.
I'm going to assume that you would know.
And that's curious to you because, again, you are comprehending languages right now.
Yeah, this is, he's giving me the best it can here for, how do I don't even know what demonic is.
Did you just say demonic?
Well, somewhere between demonic and infernal and, yeah. But I mean,
Abyssal,
how do we really,
even?
Yeah, sure. But, like, how do we even know what those things are? Nobody's ever actually seen, like, a demon, so I don't know. I think I'm making it
what?
up.
This escalated so quickly for those of us who could not comprehend languages. There's a demonic. We should get the hell away from that.
I mean, yes. I feel like before we knew it was demonic, we knew we were getting away from this.
Oh, okay.
Like the whole part about the scrawling, shit and the walls and blood. Like, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, even when we translated it, this looked like it was exactly what it was. There was no subversion of expectations here. Yes, we need to get the hell out of here and quickly. As quickly as our engines will take us.
And we are being prevented from doing that right now, right? From this thing's pull.
You have to continue essentially slow boating it outside of the, essentially to get yourself outside of a mile of this. So it won't take too long to do that.
Okay.
It's up to you. Should you want to investigate this further or fuck off?
How would we
and ignore
investigate it further? It's not very
Fly
big.
closer to it?
Yeah, should we not be making with the off fucking?
Yeah.
That is up to the pilot and the navigator. Are we making with the off fucking?
Overcomes,
or
I'm
are
literally-
we gonna get closer?
I can tell. There's some like adventure waiting or something over there, but I kind of draw the line at demons, bro. That's a big bag of nope for me.
Oh, you too.
I mean, it was cool, kind of getting a little close, but yeah, I'm good with me being the one with the horns. I don't want no demons around me.
Fair.
Yeah, this is a democracy, so everyone has a vote, of course.
How does Glorp
But
feel about
ours way heavier.
mysterious objects in space that whisper evil things to you? Nicole nods in silent agreement.
Yeah, there's only a couple of them, right? They're not a large group en masse.
It is a single thing.
Item floating through
it's
space.
not even. It's a
Yeah,
single
that's good,
item
we're
floating
good.
in space.
Go for it.
Yeah, we worked for a vampire. I mean, it's probably no different.
Oh God. All right, so we're in a split right now. Botch, you want to off it with the fuck a?
I mean, yes, I feel like was my position ambiguous?
No, actually, you're pretty. Yep. So that leaves
Everyone's
Percival
slow
raises
turns
his
to
hand.
first.
He raises his hand,
Yes.
waits to be called upon.
Yes, Percy.
That seems kind of spooky. And I don't want anything to do with whatever seal is weakening or opening or unraveling. And in fact, I'm perfectly content if we just leave this mystery unsolved. Yes.
All right, that's 4 to wait. I'm bad at math. I think we won. All right,
I'm gonna start trying to fly away from this fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, Brew, you're able to kind of, essentially put Shum on course to kind of exit that sort of mile, we'll call it a sphere of influence of this particular object, and you get the green light from the systems that says you can try to return to cruising speed.
all right, everybody, buckle up again because we're about to be doing that thing again. That security officers, everyone buckled in.
Yeah, we're all buckled in. I don't think anyone stood
Hold
up.
on a second. I'm just taking a second to check, unlike you who just answered right away. Actually, no, I was not secured in my seat. Thank you for asking. I am ready to go.
All right,
Okay.
Percy, all systems go.
Yeah, it looks green from what I can tell.
All right, Jarrell, save us.
And I press the button again. Or thrusters, actually. Don't like that noise. Don't like that noise at all. Don't like that noise at all.
There is a strange stutter from the engines. You could hear almost like a hiss.
Ah, shit!
And then it stops. And then it stops. And then it stops. All lights are green. All systems still go. Percival looks over you. He says, "That was weird, but everything was still reading out normal."
Well, the engines have really taken to this new fuel pretty well, huh?
Yeah, like, if things are still go, but they also didn't work. Percy, so how are all systems go?
What do you want me to say? I'm looking at the screen. I look at all the readouts. They all say, okay.
We didn't sustain any damage in the launch.
I don't see any.
Son of a...
Choom gets like the dad that is like trying to yell and tell the kids how to fix something, and then finally just like, fuck it, I'll fucking... So Choom gets out of his seat and angrily walks in the back and climbs up the ladder to the
into
top.
the sort of service, like, not tunnels, but like crawl space
Crawl
effectively,
spaces,
right?
yeah.
Yep. And I'm gonna
I
investigate.
mean, there is an engine room, not engine room. I mean, there's more just like little, like small, like again, like squeeze spaces where you can go and check all the stuff. Yeah, little doors you can go check.
It's like
stuff.
a glove. Yeah. Can I roll investigation to see if I can see if anything's really wrong?
Yes, please.
I do get advantage because it is part of the ship or the ship's inner workings.
Yeah. Cool.
Good, because I just rolled a 2. Wow.
Everything looks like it's hooked up normally. Ether injection system is stable. The engines look in working order.
Yeah, that would be a 7 with my advantage. So
everything looks in working order.
Son of a bitch!
It's Percival was right.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm more mad about that or the mad that I don't know what's wrong.
And I crawl back down and I'm like,
Guys, everything should be working. I don't know. But yeah.
Why don't we just try it again?
Okay.
I mean, the ship's still moving. We're still moving at a normal speed.
Right. But if we stay at this speed, Percy, that thing is also not slowing down at all. So we won't be able to escape its influence, and we won't be able to enter cruising speed. Why am I explaining this to you?
I mean, it's fine. We're outside of its sphere of influence. It's going to take us a really long time to get where we're going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we don't have a lot of...
Are we out of the astral sea technically now?
No, you're in the astral sea still.
Thank God. Okay, well, at least
you're just near an anomaly that has pulled you out of cruising speed.
I'm going to try again, and if we all explode, Marge, delete my browser history before we do this. All right.
I got a dead man switch to take care of us all.
I love you.
I throw the I push the throttle. Oh, he rolls.
A backfire happens.
I hate that sound. Ugh. Well,
there is from the system's readout, like it appears to like that there was like a burst of heat that came out the back of the ship, but otherwise, like all systems still look normal. Probably something that like some sort of off gassing of whatever output just happened from the engine and whatever this ether has been injected into it is.
Son of a bitch.
You check that too, though. I mean, you've barely like as far as like the gas tank, we'll call it, that you have of this this ether fuel that you've created, like it's still full for the most part. Like you've barely used any.
Yeah,
it's shocking how efficient this is.
Not only efficient, but because it's a gaseous form, it actually you can make it's very.
But it is a mystery. It's a mystery why the ship will not enter cruising speed. You're looking at you're checking the distances. Like you are over a mile from where this object was reported to be.
Yep.
A mystery, more like an emergency.
That's lit. That's what I was gonna say. Lev, thank you for bringing that up, because as much as I want to say this is a mystery, you said demons like 5 minutes ago, and now our ship's not working. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am relatively superstitious. So I think I'm just gonna try something.
And I push my the thrusters towards the object.
Like point,
let's go
point
closer.
turn the ship towards the object and
go.
But go cruising speed or just fly closer to the object.
I'm just gonna put a little juice on it, see if the engines respond.
I mean, as long as you're not going cruising speed, it seems that any shifts in speed are fine, regardless of what direction you're going. It's just engaging the, quote unquote, the warp drive, so to speak.
Guys, I hate to
That is not working.
I hate to report this to you guys, but I'm pretty sure, like 100% confident that we are cursed.
Oh, you only just landed?
Yeah. It took me a minute to get there, but I'm here now. So, what do anyone have ideas? Because I'm out of them. Yeah, that's how I was feeling too. If I'm being
I
honest.
want everybody on this ship to make an intelligence saving throw.
Can I cast resist?
Can you, for something you don't know is happening?
It's true, but resistance is only for saving throws. So, like, I don't know when I would
Sure
actually
is,
use
but
it.
into preparation.
In
to
prep.
maybe,
In prep. Okay. All right. Oh, and I have a +4. I don't know why I was worried.
It's a dirty 20 for me.
Okay, that sounds nice. What about everybody else? March, what was your intelligence saving throw?
14.
Brew.
A 4.
Good. Lev.
I also had a raw 14.
And Glorp?
Miraculously, a 19.
Oh, Brew, and it's even funnier because it's you.
Well, listen, I'm not exactly one with all the marbles upstairs. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm so glad it's you. I'm so glad it's you. Because this allows me to, okay. Brew, you, and you alone, hear the whispering again. Tishala Divarash, Sayane Exitor. It will not leave your mind. You feel like it's taking over your psyche. Everyone else around you now sees Brew kind of just go stiff and start repeating to himself, Tishala Divarash, Sayane Exitor. Tishala Divarash, Sayane Exitor.
What?
Hey, don't do that.
It was like
Don't
two
mock
brews for a
Don't
second.
mock my accent.
But also,
And that is where I'm going to call this episode of the Hapless
Oh
Heroes podcast.
Poor
Well, yeah, it's
Brew
gonna get
just always
spooky.
ends up kind of just being the random antagonist.
And they're gonna be like,
in
"Oh my
these
God, it's a
little
symbiote."
moments.
Yeah. You are kind of a magnet for this stuff, but it's all right, man.
It's hilarious. I love it.
We didn't explode, and I'm very happy about that.
Hey there, audience. If you like us, if you hate me and my cliffhangers, or if you love me and my cliffhangers, you can find us on the internet. I would go on and on about all the places we may or may not exist on the internet, but instead I'm just going to point you to the single place that you will find all of that information, and that's our link tree. It's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes. It is a tree of links, and it contains all of the places in which we exist on the internet, and links to all of the different ways in which you may interact with us, including we consider to be the crown jewel of our internet presence, and that is our Discord server. Hop on in there, join our community. Let's talk about D&D and board games and storytelling and all the things that we all love and have shared interests in. We absolutely adore our community, and it just continues to grow, every day. And it's just it's a beautiful thing to see. So we encourage you to come join and take part in that yourself. Now, listen. If you really, really like us, though, if you want to share your words in a more constructive way, we would encourage you to leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Any review or rating kind of helps our show kind of, grow in the ranks, find its way through the algorithm and all that stuff, and, get more people like you to this fine show. And hey, sometimes we just also I mean, really, we also just like to read all the kind things you have to say about us. It really is the wind in our sails. So if your podcast service doesn't allow you to do that, we also have a 5-star channel in our Discord server where you may say some nice things about us. We're going to find these reviews and comments and other things and acknowledge you as a 5-star human that you are. I do have to shout out, and I know I shouted out before, but Z's, I saw him commenting on a couple of our YouTube videos, because now that Google Podcast is gone and YouTube Music, we've essentially uploaded the podcast to YouTube as well. I see you commenting on those videos. Thanks for that. Because I absolutely hate telling people to like, subscribe, and comment. And so I just appreciate you for doing the thing anyway. Any hoozle. If you really, 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 really like us, I'm talking about you might want to support us in the way of some sort of financial type of situation. Well, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have a variety of rewards. A lot of it, behind the scenes audio. I mean, we're talking hours and hours of content for maybe the price of a cup of coffee every month. We're working on always creating more stuff to put on there. We also have some free content for anyone, regardless if you are a patron or not. Some of our out-of-character stuff, future interviews are going to be planned to be released on there, as well as some ones we've already done, including with Tim at Tabletop Audio, which was a great conversation. He's in the backdrop of so many of the episodes that we've had over the last 8 years. And so we would encourage you to just come and take a look, even if it isn't to, become a patron, but just to check out some of that bonus content. We've made more stuff for you to listen to, so check it out. It's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. Now, without further ado, I get to outro this amazing cast of characters for you before we head out for the night. On my virtual right, we have Lou as Lev Zangief.
Good night, everyone.
Sebastian is Chum Daloom.
Demons, huh? Well, who we gonna call?
Nicole is Glorp Glup Glup.
I can't imagine this going any smoother.
Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzbor.
T'Challa Oxypetalon.
And Dave as March.
Good night, everybody.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Things are only going to get spookier as we inch our way to Halloween, so we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Mike Wazowski.